We always like to say that the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 1970s made a lot of wrong decisions, but with this guy, it wasn't a wrong decision. One of the best defensive players they had in the decade, played a huge role in them advancing in the 78 playoffs, all as far as the semifinal round. And I basically think he is one of the most underrated Maple Leafs in the 1970s. People talk about him, but they don't really recognize what he did for the squad. He and Jerry Butler and Pat Boutette would go against the top line of the other side. In most cases, they would hold him in check. So today we're going to be talking about the legend of Jimmy Jones, not the singer, of course. Now, James Harrison Jones, born January 2nd, 1953 in Woodbridge, Ontario, not the biggest skater on the ice at 5'9", 175. Played right wing. Came to major prominence for a lot of people with the Peterborough Petes. His last campaign was in 1973, where he scored 70 points in 63 games, including 37 goals, with 17 points in 13 playoff matches. Now, the Vancouver Blazers took him 57th overall in the 73 draft. Boston took him 31st overall, but he decided to take the money to the WHA and eventually made the team in 74, where he had 5 points in 18 games, including 3 goals. Now, he was sent to the SHL's Roanoke Valley Rebels for seasoning, where he put up 62 points in 60 games. Now, 75 mostly as a defensive forward for the Blazers. He had 18 points in 63 games, including 11 goals. But for some reason, ladies and gentlemen, he decided to bypass the Blazers and signed as an independent player with the Rochester Americans of the AHL. Now, Rochester, he made himself a legend in the community. Second season there, he put up some great totals, 48 points in 74 games. Now, 78, his full rookie season with Toronto, he signed with the big club, put up 13 points in 78 games, but that doesn't show the great statistics he showed that year. Playing 15 to 20 minutes every game against the top, again, offensive line of the other side, he proved he deserved to be in the NHL. Now, 79, he helped Toronto get as far as the quarterfinal rounds. His offensive totals went up to 18 points, including 9 goals. Now, sent to the minors in 1980 with New Brunswick, and became a fan favorite with the Hawks, 34 points in 48 games. But eventually wrapped up his NHL career by going back to Rochester in 81, where he had 26 points in 73 games. Now, NHL totals, 31 points in 148 games, WHA 23 points in 81 games. And, I would like to see Toronto would have kept him, play with Dan Daou or some of the other best defensive players. But they needed a good defensive forward to augment a good face-off guy, too, as well. And it's just unfortunate that he didn't have enough players surrounding him, because at the time, as you know, you needed a full roster to make it a Stanley Cup final. And Toronto at the time was 2 or 3 players away, because some of their young players were making major mistakes. And I can tell you, Jimmy was one of the best defensive players I've ever seen, and a precursor to the Guy Carbonneau style of the 1980s and 90s and the Crowders and all that. Tremendous player. So that's the legend of Jimmy Jones. Thanks for listening. Bye.